This is Anthony with True Diamond Heart, continuing our short video series on gratitude and the grace of God. We define gratitude as comparative, which is not gratitude. We define gratitude as gratitude for things and conditions which change, which is earthly material gratitude. And we define gratitude, the third level, the highest level of divine gratitude, is gratitude simply for being. Gratitude, being grateful, being in a state of gratitude. Now, this opens the door to the grace of God. What is the grace of God? Well, traditionally, grace means benediction and being saved just for no reason, almost favored by God as a sinner, as a doer of wrong, as an unworthy being. God kind of arbitrarily chooses to give this person or that person grace, which means forgiveness and elevation. Well, that's not what grace is. That's not what grace is. Grace is simply the beauty of God, the beauty, the help, the benevolence, magnificence of the eternal, divine, creative principle, God. It is not in any way favored for anybody that's favored. It's not a favor that's done. It's not something special that's bestowed. It is simply the condition of offered love, light, and perfection that is always laid before us like a feast. Think about an incredible feast of the most magnificent food and drink, clean flowing water, and you haven't had any food for 2 weeks, and you haven't had any water for 3 days, and you come upon this, but you're blind, and there's a clothespin on your nose, and you're wondering, you're cursing the fates. How is this so? This is our condition. Take the clothespin off. You start to smell food. Take the earplugs out. I forgot the earplugs out. You start to hear the rushing water. And then you know already. Then the eyes open and you see how and when to take advantage, how to partake of this magnificence of the bounty. God's grace is the bounty. The clothespin, the earplugs, the blindfold. These are the conditioned, erroneous, false perceptions. These are the blocks. These are the way we've learned to not think, learned to block our appreciation and partaking of an actual integral part. We are the banquet. It's not that we're going to go there and get stuff. We are the magnificence, the bounty of God's glory. And it's always there. The grace of God is always available. There's just a lot of work that we need to do to undo all of the false conditioning, the false ideas, the false idol, which is the false self. The idea of myself is this constellation of physical, psychological, and emotional characteristics, a history of trauma and triumph in the past, and a series of hopes and anxieties into the future. This idea of my little universe as being so central and important. Narcissism, absolute idolatry, complete obsession with this little self that loses all contact with the bounty and the magnificent glory that is everywhere. Yes, it's here, but I can't see it here if I'm obsessed with only this. It's the opening to the entirety of the magnificence that shows me the magnificence within, because as within, so without. Yes, as below, so above. As above, so below. There's no way it can't be both directions. It is one fabric of magnificence. And yes, it permeates me and it permeates you, but I'm unable to see it if I'm obsessed with this little little collection of dust and water and air and fire that I call by my name and you call by your name, and you're obsessed with your little world and I'm obsessed with my little world, and we think they're in competition, and then I have this false gratitude because I have legs and you don't, or because I have more than you do, or because I have things, and really the gratitude is, oh, please don't take it away. I'm afraid if I lose, because if I lose it, I'll lose my happiness. True gratitude is the opening to beginning to understand that I am all. The grace of God is always, always available. The only problem is that I, as an adult, am now responsible for my blindfold, earplugs, and clothespin on my nose. I am responsible for the fact that I am now blind, deaf, and without olfactory senses. I am responsible for it. No, I didn't create it, but I am perpetrating because I am an adult. I have the power to choose now, and there's only one choice. We're going to speak about choice in the next video. The grace of God is always available. The love, the beauty, the magnificence, the power, the ease, the comfort, the health, the healing, the truth, the service, the responsibility is at any moment available. And it does take us many moments to move through the thousands of generations of sickness that we've first been conditioned with and now we perpetrate in our adult non-decision. You'll understand in a minute in the next video as we discuss deciding, as we discuss choice and gratitude and grace. But for now, we've defined gratitude. We've defined the grace of God as the always available, always open, magnificent light of truth. And we've defined to some extent what it is that's covering and blocking our ability to be, appreciate, and experience this truth, to expand, to transmit and receive the ever-expansive truth of love, which is the grace of God. We'll go a little bit deeper into that as well as we continue our video series on gratitude and the grace of God. We'll see you soon.